était au centre de toutes les attentions au dernier festival du film américain de Deauville qui lui rendait hommage. Keanu Reeves, 51 ans et 30 ans de carrière, conserve l'allure juvénile qui a tant séduit les jeunes filles, à commencer par moi.
Hello, I'm Sophie, nice to see you.
Hello, nice to see you.
Mais c'est surtout un acteur qui, entre films d'action révolutionnaire et cinéma indépendant, aime jouer avec le feu. Dans Knock Knock, une série B assumée, il égratigne son image de sauveur en incarnant une proie, celle de deux jeunes femmes hystériques. Et visiblement, il a adoré ça.
You've been a very bad boy, Evan.
Dear Keanu Reeves, I've realized watching this movie that you don't often play the normal guy with a wife, children and a dog.
Yeah.
So how is that to be normal, not to save the world?
It was fantastic. It was fun to go through that process of starting out, like the veneer of normality, you know, what's, just, going through life, the kids, the wife, the job.
The nice pictures on the wall.
It's a nice picture, all the pictures, but then what's underneath? Yes. How are the kids?
Not so good.
What happened?
Jay got stung by a jellyfish. He was crying.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Poor little guy.
He's okay now.
Where is he?
He's back at the beach. He was a little bit hairy for a while, but now he's okay. What about you? How's your project?
Great. Great. I'm in a really good groove now, so home stretch.
Why is that interesting for an actor to play a victim? Because there is a passive thing into that.
Well, it's dramatic, and I think the fun of it is also the struggle to survive. So that kind of play, oftentimes you're victimized, but then what is the turnaround? What does that bring about? What is the challenge that gets confronted? What do you want?
I want to play hide and seek. 30 seconds. You leave the house, I shoot.
Help me!
This is what happens when you break the rules of the game, Evan.
You spend your time being tied up, beaten, raped,
Yes,
even
fantastic.
buried alive. Yeah, fantastic. What was the craziest moment? I was trying to picture the atmosphere on the set.
Yeah, the rape was pretty weird. Being tied up all day, some of it's cool, some after a while it's not so much fun. There's a kind of letting go of that.
I tried to help you. I let you in. I was a good guy. I'm a good father.
This film is really a guilty pleasure because a little bit of sex, torture.
Sex torture, yes. Awesome.
Do you find enough projects like this with this kind of naughty and indie spirit?
Yeah, oftentimes in independent cinema, which doesn't have the obligation of storytelling like a popular movie, can take these risks, can take these chances. And oftentimes, through the years, I've, hopefully, been able to play in the arena of films that kind of tell stories in different ways. A Scanner Darkly again, or Thumbsucker, or Generation or My Own Private Idaho, or, they have certain experimental feels to them. And I recently worked with Nicolas Refn on a picture that he did called The Neon Demon. That again is challenging material and expectations in the audience.
But even when you are acting in an action film, it's not mainstream. Constantine or John Wick, it's not the usual stuff by the studios. Are you reluctant to be part of a system? And
no. I mean, the system's fantastic.
To go, by other ways?
Maybe it's just my taste. I try to find the character in the action movie, or to create stories that aren't the usual kind of thing. Find a different angle, or work with a director that has a certain take on a project. I love popular art. It's fun to be in films and projects that people enjoy. Hopefully you can combine the two.
You've been acting for more than 30 years, so you're kind of a young veteran now.
I am. I'm a salty dog.
What was the most inspiring or fulfilling years for you?
I don't know. I can talk about decades, actually. The 80s were great, and the 90s were cool, early 2000s, lots of stuff going on. Here we are in 2015 and still shaking and baking. You know, I mean, as you get older, you know, things change, but some things are the same, you know.
Like what?
Well, the pratique of making a movie is the same, but changed a little bit with digital. So how you make a movie has changed a little bit. There's been an evolution in that.
Yeah, you've made a documentary about that.
I did. I made a documentary called Side by Side, which is going to premiere here in France on OCS.
Ah, finally!
Finally, which is fantastic. You know, I mean, also with the story, as you get older, the stories change too. You know, you're not losing your virginity anymore.
What are you the most proud of?
Proud. I don't know if I feel proud about anything. I mean, I think, especially historically, the Matrix trilogy is pretty exceptional. So to be a part of that is really, you know, changed my life.
What was your worst nightmare?
My worst nightmare? Oh, gosh. I've had so many. I don't know. I mean, it's hard to choose in the gallery of horrors. Yeah.
Your own gallery of horrors.
Yeah, I mean, mostly they're tied for me with loss and loss, and then fear and insecurity, you know. I've had the typical actor dreams where you can't remember the lines and, like, you know, you're late for the show, but there's certainly, of course, you know, you're still fighting for a career, you know. And it's part of the gig. It's like you always, where's the next job? What's the next job going to be? Yeah, and hopefully that people like what you do. But you can't really do much about that. You can only kind of do what you do.
You really seem to be in love with cinema, with all the process and not only acting.
Yeah.
Do you remember where does that come from?
I don't know, ever since I started, I always liked the set. I love the physical production of it. I love the trucks and the hair and the makeup and the costumes and, you know, bringing the camera, the grip, electric, you know, and then I love the moment, the kind of the space in front of the camera and then the chance to play. And my favorite part was after someone said action, you know, because that's when there's a different kind of way of being alive.
Enthousiaste et bavard dès qu'il parle de cinéma, généreux de son temps, Keanu Reeves est décidément une star accessible. Je suis à deux doigts de remettre une photo de lui dans ma chambre.